Hello. Today I will be discussing my leadership profile. Hi, my name is Bailey Barnes. The quote that I chose to use is "Be curious, not judgmental" by Walt Whitman. I just think that this quote encompasses a lot. I think that we are quick to judge others, but what we should just be doing is asking questions to ourselves and to others. Why do we think this way? Why did I judge so quickly? Any questions like that. And then my vision as a leader is to create environment that is inclusive and exudes success in a motivational way. I think that building up people is very important. As I say, it is one of the most important roles a leader takes on is being a motivator, and helping others to become inspired by you and help you in your journey as well. And by choosing to lead my team with respect and integrity, I will be able to create a team that works and relies on one another and shares meaningful relationships. Relationships that are helpful to the team, that can help you not just in your goals within the company or organization, but your personal goals as well. And then from the 3.3 leadership questionnaire, after going over the questionnaire, I have discovered that I align more with the Democratic Leaders Method, by creating an open and inclusive environment. I am able to connect and develop relationships. For example, during meetings, I prefer to hear from everyone who has ideas. The more ideas, the better. I'm my I did have one boss that was a Democratic leader, and she ran it very similar. She wanted to hear all of our inputs and was willing to take any ideas that we had and implement them. Um, and she was very good about that. And then this helps the team feel heard and valued as members, no matter what role that they do play within the organization. And then for my goals, one of my goals is to become more confident with my decision making skills. I just feel that I am not always 100% confident, and I know that being a leader, it is not best to just put on an act, but actually feel confident, like knowing that I'm making the right decision for me and my team, um, is what will help me be confident in my decisions. Uh, and then I said, hoping to work on these skills throughout my career, and there really is no time frame. Because I believe that leading is constantly learning and adapting. I think this is a skill that I'll be working on forever. And I might not always master it, but I certainly can try. And then my other goal is become a strong democratic leader. Like I said, my previous boss, she was a very good leader. She was always supportive of us, and we came first. And I just want other people to feel that way as well. I hope to host an inclusive environment where everyone feels safe and welcome. I will start as soon as possible and continue to develop those as well. Like I said, I will be working on these skills for the rest of my life. I want to always continue to better myself. I don't think it just happens one day. I think people constantly work at them. And then my why, I, as we did in the beginning of the semester, my why is because I can. I want to do anything and everything, and I want to inspire others to achieve these goals as well. Therefore, my why means a lot to me. I believe that if you have the ability to do something, you should do it. And the most important message from my why is not just to do whatever I want, it's a reminder to reflect on myself and to continue to learn no matter what. Um, I'm an example, I'll be 50 years old and I'm working this job because I can, or I'm not retiring because I can, because I want to continue to do stuff that helps others and motivates others as well. So that's just my why. And then for my leadership traits, according to my results from my 2.3 leadership traits questionnaire, some of my best traits, as presented from others, was dependability, persistence, and trustworthiness. I also consider these three to be some of my strongest. I agree with those people who I have taken the data from, and they have already helped me shape who I am as a leader. I think these have shaped me a lot just in my everyday life, just who I am, especially as an employee, but they're also great for when I become a leader as well, to be the dependable leader, somebody that somebody can trust, persistent, to continue to work at something and work with my team and make it as the best way we can, will be beneficial. And then leadership skills, after taking the 5.3 leadership questionnaire, I would say that my strongest skills align with the interpersonal skills. Choosing to foster an environment that is open and everyone feels welcome can help create a meaningful relationships where people are able to support and build each other up. These skills have helped me discover new people and their goals, as well as building a strong sense of trust in my team. Interpersonal skills are incredibly important, and continuing to build upon those and work with my team is one of my main goals. Uh, and then finally, my growth plan. I have 4 topics for my growth plan. One is building on my conflict resolution skills. It's not that they're terrible, it's just that I know where I fall short, and it's usually in forms of confrontation. I find it very difficult. It's usually my weakest point. I don't like telling people what to do, mostly because I don't like being told what to do, but it is something that I'm working on. I believe that the hardest part for me uh, is anything in conflict, but working on the skill can help me develop new tactics, learning new skills to implement to talk to people will help. And then just learning how to implement them and notice the patterns, have a set script, not an exact word for word script, but talk about this point, talk about this point, talk about this point. For example, when I was teaching, we used to do the sandwich compliment, sandwich critique, to discuss issues that we would have with the children to the parents, because no parent wants to hear that their child is doing bad. So you say something good, you say something negative, and then you say something positive again. Just to, mellow that out and not just lead with this is bad, this is bad, this is bad. We do, you want people to see the good in others, and you want to see the good in others yourself. So, you know, for example, so and so did a very good job today. They played very well with their friends. We did have a little bit of trouble sharing, but we were able to solve that problem and work with our friends again. And now we've collaborated with our friends to make this beautiful art. So that's just an example of something we would say. And then number 2 in my growth plan is to increase my communication skills. I just feel like it's the biggest foundational property of a team. If you cannot communicate, you cannot do anything. So I think by building on this skill, whether it's fully developed for me or not, I think it'll always be a priority. Yeah. And so communication is the backbone of any team, can truly make or break a team. By fostering a democratic leadership style, I will be able to increase more open conversations. And by having these conversations, be more open, more ideas, more flow, everybody building relationships. Yes. And then number 3, increase my confidence as a leader. Sometimes when I am in a leadership position, I forget I am the leader and I have to do things that are so finite, making schedules, making this, telling people where they should be, letting people know certain things. I think that just loses me sometimes, and I forget that I can be in control, which is something that I just have to work on. Like I said, each of these skills is just building upon what I already have and continuing to do it for the rest of my career. So yeah, and being confident is not always a skill that someone is born with. But working with others and building relationships can help me work towards that goal. And then finally, building my interpersonal skills. I believe that it is an important skill to have, but building the right relationships is also important as well. You can build a relationship and a repertoire with someone, but if you're not doing it in the right way, for the right reasons, it can become a little skewed in the views. But yeah, just overall figuring out how to work with people better, people of different varieties, how they think, how I think, new perspectives, old perspectives, anything. I would like to work on that as well. So this is my leadership profile. So thank you so much for listening, and I hope you enjoyed.